babies.
I don't know how much.
Mine's already better.
How much more do you have?
Not a lot of room.
You're gonna have to get custom-made pants,
I know.
like a fupa and a sack.
Yeah, I might have to call Frank the Tank, ask him who his tailor is.
Those are some uniquely shaped pantalones.
They're high waters all the time too.
I mean, yeah, they kind of have to be, right? Like,
Dude, you got a huge fupa. I don't know what he has. I don't know what he's working downstairs with, but he's got.
he probably hasn't seen it in quite a long time. Probably
no, just in the mirror. Just in the mirror.
Yeah. I don't like. The physics probably get in the way when you talk about making fabric that wide and also that long.
Yeah.
Like now you got to go. Now you got to go to like a boat manufacturer, whoever makes the sails. You got to start talking about.
Or the wrapping of the boat, like winterizing it, that kind of thing, maybe, because you don't want anything to rip.
I think men and women of that size, they should really be investing in stretchy material, spandex.
A lot of the jeans now are stretchy.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
but they're kind of hip.
A,
like how many of those like hip stretchy jean manufacturers are making them for the large
audience,
6x X waists.
Yeah, he also has how stretchy can you go? I mean, when you're going 6X, I mean that's pretty fucking stretchy.
What do you think? Like, what's the? I don't know if it's by weight. It's got to be by gut ratio.
Fupa.
The fupa's after my wait. When do you start wearing the waist and belt above
the belly,
like
button?
the belly button, because there's too much to go under, right? Like I got a gut, but my belt goes under it, and like when I sit down, there's a little pouch right here.
Yeah,
like
yeah, me too.
But at some point, it's I gotta lose the pouch. At some point, like you get so big, the pouch is just everywhere. So the pants have to come over it, right? So you can just contain it all.
Yeah, because the pants are just gonna.
And then the backside, you just start dropping trout because it just can't keep up.
You wear suspenders.
Well, yes, they don't make belts that size unless now you're talking about reins for a fucking bull.
Mm-hmm.
So then you go the suspender route, and that so
you're asking what's
definitely above the belly. So what's the cutoff? How big does your massive gut and fupa have to be where you go suspenders and your pants are up near your belly button?
I think it's the official term is when you have a dinky do. When your stomach sticks out more than your dinky do is when you have to go that route.
See, but that's variable too, because what if you have a micro penis or just a little one, just a real little guy, or you got an abnormally big fupa that's kind of round.
But if you can put your chin down, you can still see your dick. I mean, I think that's fine.
That's
how you do it.
Is that a doctor? That's your doctor's definition of decent health?
Yeah.
All right, stand up, Raymond. Let me see. Put your chin down.
I can see my dick.
I can see your dick.
Look at I can see that right there.
Close your eyes and touch your dick.
Boom. Which is good because my nuts are so big that my dick perches up on it. So no matter what, I know where it's going to be at all times.
Yeah, little bird bath.
Yeah.
Speaking of nut sacks, the growing walking nut sack of Matt Patricia and Joe Judge, your two-headed monster of the offense. I'll tell you right now, Bailey Zappe is the best thing to happen in that offense and Skinny Ray. They had to dumb that shit down, cut out the 50-50 balls, go back to what was working with Mac Jones last year. It seems like there's a lot of similar plays from McDaniel's offense. Those end around, the Tyquan Thornton end around, they're getting more creative with it. The tight ends are getting back into the form. And then play action. Play action has been massive. And it was a fact statistically. The first 3 weeks of the season, the Patriots were bottom 5, if not the.
I think they were least, the worst. 31, I think, at least.
Yeah, the least used play action, which again is another Mac Jones strength. It looked like they were doing everything opposite of what was the strength of Mac Jones. He goes down. Now they go to the rookie. They dumb it down for him. They put everything in place for him. And now you're talking about the strengths of Mac Jones, similar to the strengths of Zappe. Offensive line gets their footing.
Is it almost like a slap in the face to Mac Jones though?
Yes, like don't you not blame him for being a little
like you were
pissed?
talking shit about this on the offseason. You didn't like our offense. Watch this. We're gonna give this rookie everything and anything, all the tools he needs to go out there and flourish. And while you're gonna look like a schmuck, and now it's Zappe fever all over New England.
It's a slap in the face for like the fans and everyone that followed it too, because you're falling for it. You're pissed at Mac Jones.
Fell
Just go
for it.
looking
Yes.
at the play calling they had for this kid. They're making him throw the ball down the field on 3rd and 1s. Like it none of it made sense. It definitely seems more cohesive. Like they've identified an identity and they're sticking to it. And a lot of that, I believe, had to do with Bailey Zappe. My question is, have they learned? And when Mac comes back, do they stick to that? Do they stick to what's working? Or do they try and go back to some of the other dumb shit that wasn't working?
I think it has to be on both.
Before.
I think it has to be from both parties. I think the offensive coordinator obviously has to buy in that Mac Jones can handle it, and Mac Jones has to buy into the offensive coordinator's philosophy. So I think it's both. It's going to be like a married couple. Are you going to meet in the middle? Let's find out.
Compromise.
Yeah.
Who's the counselor in that situation?
Bill.
Bill?
Yeah.
How much do you think Belichick has had to do with the offense kind of finding its way?
I think he's brought in some whoppers to coerce Skinny Ray onto what to do with this Bailey Zappe project.
Yeah, my answer is a lot. I think a lot.
Well, you bringing in whoppers, of course, it's a lot.
Yeah, easy. He's speaking of dicks, and keep it down, Dr. Big Mac. But the also, did you hear? There's scuttlebutt that Joe Judge is kind of pushing for Zappe as quarterback, and then may have been reason why Mac was held out and could be held out an extra week or a little bit longer because Joe Judge likes Zappe.
Dang.
There's as much as the walking nutsack has improved and their offenses look better here in the last few weeks
nutsacks
against garbage competition. They're still nutsacks.
Mm-hmm.
There's still a chance that Joe Judge, the guy that ran 2 quarterback sneaks with Daniel Jones of the Giants, who are now 5-1 with a new coach, that guy, Joe Judge, that failed fucking walking nutsack, still could undermine you and this team moving forward. Never
fucking crazy.
Don't forget that. Don't forget that.
I won't forget that.
Patricia has gained a little bit of respect. A little bit.
Like a where? Little bit. Like what?
Well, this is why I think he failed in Detroit. Same way McDaniels failed in Denver. They both went to new places and tried to be Belichick in Vegas. That's Derek Carr's fault. They both tried to be Belichick. They just both tried to be asshole dictators and were not true to their own personalities and were probably not as good of coaches as they seemed because they had Belichick behind them as coordinators. But I think Joe Judge failed because he's a fucking tool bag who doesn't really know what he's doing. He doesn't really know what he's doing. He was a special teams coach. I was
going to say Patriots. That. He was a special teams coach coming over to...
He was what, a D3 quarterback or D2 quarterback? Yeah, big whoop.
And you're in the New York media and they're going to tear you apart when you fucking fail like you were with Saquon Barkley and all that you had around you.
There's a difference between his hardo mentality, which I think is his own, and Matt Patricia and McDaniels trying to emulate Belichick because we've seen their personalities. They're different. Yeah. Joe Judge is just a blockhead hardo through and through, Belichick aside. So that's the difference there. I think Patricia, like he's a barstool guy. Like you've seen him talk with Portnoy. Like he's just, I think that he has his own personality that maybe he's learning to just be
which
himself.
Is and nothing like Belichick.
Right. So maybe he has a chance of being successful if he can do that. And if he actually is a decent football coach, which is probably yet to be seen. So I don't know. That's my only point. I think Patricia's moved up a little bit.
Hopefully we never see New England.
Yeah, you it's kind of where I'm going with that.
Yeah.
What do you think of Tyquan Thornton?
Boy's fast. Boy's very fast.
Looks
like a good pickup in the second round.
He sure does. I'd like to get to the draft picks, but before that, take a quick break and we'll talk about the defense.
Okay.